Hi, my name is Neil Thubron. I'm the director of X Energy and I'm the organizer for the South Downs Way walk for the Florence Nightingale Hospice. I'm recording this video as an information for anyone interested in taking part in this wonderful event. And for those that were trying to join the Zoom call this evening, apologies, we had some technical issues with that, but the information I'm going to share here will give you everything you need to know about the event, as well as a bit of information from previous participants as well. So let me launch straight in and talk about the route. So if you haven't seen the fly-through video yet, have a look through the social media posts on Florence Nightingale that shows you the fly-through of where you're going to go, which is across some of the most stunning countryside in the UK. So you're going to start at Queen Elizabeth Country Park, which is here where this blue arrow is. So it's just near Petersfield. You're then going to do in 420-mile sections, working your way along the South Downs. But the South Downs, you can see it's a natural barrier between the Channel and the UK, and it literally just rolls along. You see it. You've driven through it if you've gone down to the south coast, and it is one of the most amazing sites and amazing areas of the UK, and the views from the South Downs Way all the way along are fantastic. So that's the route, and where you see this section down at Eastbourne, where you've got the red going round the coastline and the blue going straight to Eastbourne, we're following the red route, which takes you around the Seven Sisters, which is some of the classic images of the South Downs Way. So that's the route. It is hilly. You know, let me be clear, it is a hilly route because you are on the downs and you go down to cross over the roads you can see going up and down here, and then you're climbing back up. But here's a brief summary of the 4 days. So we start at Queen Elizabeth Country Park, which is near Petersfield. We go 20 miles to a car park where we finish near Arundel. We then go back to that car park the next day. We start near Arundel and we go to Stenning. We pick you up from there. No, Stenning, actually, we stay in the youth hostel. Then we go from the youth hostel the next day to Newhaven. We pick you up and take you to the hotel. And then we go from near Newhaven to finish on the seafront at Eastbourne. It's roughly 20 miles each day. One day, I think, is 19, another one's 21, but call it 20 for the sake of round numbers. One of the key features to bear in mind with all of our events, and you'll hear this from testimonials of people who've done the events before, is that all you have to do is turn up and walk. We will do, with my team and with the RAF support that come along, we will do absolutely everything else. You don't have to worry about anything at all. So transportation to the start and back. We'll take you in minibuses down to Queen Elizabeth Country Park from Aylesbury, and we take you back from Eastbourne the next at the end of the weekend. All your meals are provided: breakfast, lunches, evening meals, from lunchtime on the first day through to lunchtime on the last day. Overnight accommodation is provided. Guides for each group. You know, we have, depending on the numbers, we'll have guides in groups of anything from 5 to 8. Based on speed, pace, people who want to stay together, and they will make sure that you're looked after en route, that if there's any problems, they help you, and to make sure you don't get lost, although it's very hard to get lost on the South Downs Way. But the fun part is staying together in the group and being supported by everybody there. There are aid stations each day, so we'll have at least 2 aid stations where we provide drinks, food. At least one of those will be inside as well, so you've got tea and coffee facilities, toilets, that kind of thing. And we'll have medical staff available en route each day to support you. Mainly their task is to support you with blister care, because you will get blisters when you're walking this far and you will lose toenails, as I'm sure people will tell you. The overnight accommodation, day 1 is in a Premier Inn near Littlehampton. Youth hostel in day 2, which is right on the South Downs Way with stunning views across the Channel. And day 3 is a Premier Inn near Lewes. So you get dinner, bed and breakfast. It's shared accommodation. The Premier Inn, it's 2 people per room. In the youth hostel, depending on the number of ladies and the number of men we have, There may be more than that in each room because they're kind of dormitory type rooms, but it's a lovely, lovely youth hostel. So that's the overnight accommodation. We also help you get ready for the event. So you'll be sent a training plan once you sign up, and we get into the new year, you'll be sent a training plan. There'll be a WhatsApp group created, which is incredibly motivational to know your fellow walkers and what they're doing and the distances they're doing and the training they're doing and the challenges they're coming across as well. So, and it's also an opportunity for you to meet up with people and connect, so you're not walking on your own every weekend or during the week. So the WhatsApp group and creating that community is really important. We will also arrange at least one, if not two, training walks where we'll meet up reasonably close by to Aylesbury. Last year we met up in Wendover a couple of times, and we'll do a 7 or 8 mile walk in groups. So again, you can get to meet people on the walk and you can use it as a training walk. And we'll also have 2 or 3 online meetups as well, where we can discuss kit, we can discuss training, we can discuss anything you want to talk about, fundraising as well, of course, and talk about fundraising. So that's the preparation for the event. A rough outline of what to expect each day. It's an early start on the first day, which is likely to be at the Florence Nightingale offices in Aylesbury. And then we'll travel down to the Queen Elizabeth Country Park, where we start walking, and we'll take you down there in minibuses. Each day you'll be starting walking around 8 o'clock, except on the first day because it's a bit of a journey. And then when you finish, we'll take you to the hotels. You'll be able to have a shower, etc. And then we'll have dinner in the evening. Dinner in the evening is also great fun as well, because everybody's getting together, having a couple of drinks and talking about all of their war stories from the day. It's the same on day 2, day 3. Day 2 we finish at the youth hostel, and day 3 we are in the Premier Inn, and day 4 we drive back to Aylesbury from Eastbourne. So that is the schedule for the few days. I thought it'd be worth including this as well. This is a testimonial from someone who did the Ridgeway hike, which we did last year and the year before. Let me just share this with you.
Get a little bit emotional when I talk about it to anybody, is that people and the stories that I met on the walk, and the organisers and the team leaders and just the whole thing was just so emotional. And the experiences that I had during those 4 days, I will take for the rest of my life. I just look back, and the things that I learned and the impact on my life going forward and the things that I want to do going forward is huge. And that comes from doing the Ridgeway and meeting the people that I did.
So you'll hear similar stories from lots of people who took part. It's very emotional when people finish, for whatever reason you're doing it. There's normally an emotional connection, or just because you're doing something because you want to help and support other people, raise money.
Get a little bit.
So the pricing is, you'll have seen this probably on the website. There's a £100 deposit, whether you're fundraising or self-funded. If you're self-funding, then there's a further £800 to pay before the 30th of March 2023. If you're fundraising, then there's £1,600 of total fundraising to raise. Ideally, get 75% of that in before the 30th of March, and then the remainder a month after the event. What we found the last couple of years, for sure, what the hospice has found is that actually sometimes more than 50% of the money comes in during the event and after the event. Because when people see the awesome challenge you're taking on, there's a real surge from people who want to support you. So don't be afraid about the fundraising. Some people are worried about it, and then they're amazed when they come in 2 or 3 times over their fundraising target. So hopefully you'll be able to join us for one of the information evenings. I just wanted to share with you that information to give you as much info as you can about the event. And if you have any questions, then please join one of the information evenings, or email Florence Nightingale, and either they can answer it or they can send it to me to answer. So thank you for joining this evening, and I look forward to seeing you at the event.